The Commission Against Gun Violence has released 30 recommendations that were put in place May of this year. Mayor Sylvester Turner talked about these items, but narrowed it down to 4 in order to better combat gun violence.
There are 30 recommendations in total, divided under 4 categories: school safety, firearms safety and access, community safety, and domestic violence and sexual assault. The recommendations focus on primary and secondary prevention and gun violence in schools, which is timely as students across Houston area are returning to the classroom and some return as of today. I want to highlight some of the substantive recommendations before turning it over to Haley. On school safety, police presence at schools. The report recommends that each HISD campus have an assigned officer. Statistics show that a law enforcement officer can help prevent or quickly stop an armed shooter. The lesson of Santa Fe is that one officer responding quickly can make a difference in saving lives. Anonymous reporting apps. To create a reporting process for school personnel and students via mobile phone or laptop to report suspicious activity, active shooter, or an emergency.
Haley Carter, who chairs the Commission Against Gun Violence, said there were only 60 days in which to come up with the recommendations, and in the end actually published 2 reports that dealt with all aspects.
We divided the commission into 7 subcommittees: school safety, student subcommittee, community safety, firearm safety and access, community-based prevention, intervention, and reintegration.
Mayor Pro-Tem Ellen Cohen brought her 18 years of experience as former CEO of the Houston Area Women's Center to the committee.
Domestic violence is a huge propeller of the kinds of things that we're seeing in terms of the shootings. We know that when a woman is with her abuser and he says, "If you leave me, I'll kill you," he means it.
There were many students on these committees as well, and all of them brought different ideas to the table.
The mayor worked with us tirelessly throughout the March for Our Lives and committed to forming this commission, working with students especially, and getting our ideas and our thoughts, what we wanted for the school year regarding school safety in particular, but also all other forms of gun violence that happen in this city.
I had the great opportunity to serve on the subcommittee of domestic violence and sexual abuse, and we had some really deep and meaningful conversations on how we might prevent these acts of violence. And one thing we were talking about is having more initiative through the whole school, whole community, whole child program.
Chief of Police Art Acevedo says public input is vital to a successful community.
What this is about a mayor and I think a community that isn't accepting the status quo of gun violence, the epidemic of gun violence, the health epidemic of gun violence in this city and across the country. What this is about is a community that says there are things that can be done. There are pragmatic efforts that can be made. And I look forward to this legislative session as we move to part 2, Mayor, to representing you in the city and the people of this city and the people we serve and the cops that we lead.
According to Mayor Turner, Microsoft has partnered with the city of Houston to create digital sensors, which will inform law enforcement agencies and schools when a person is in crisis.
The solution includes additional sensors, such as light indicators, emergency buttons, and sound sensors, as well as a mobile application and web application to allow security personnel to communicate bi-directionally with people in a crisis area.
If you need more information on the commission, you can log on to www.houstontx.gov/mayor/gun violence commission recommendations.